Have you ever watched a horror movie and thought, that can't be how it really happened? Well, you're not alone. Hollywood takes some serious liberties with real-life exorcisms, and the truth is stranger than fiction. When we think of exorcisms, we often picture a dramatic, intense scene with a possessed person floating above a bed and a brave priest using holy water to cast out the demon. But what if I told you that, in reality, exorcisms are a lot more subtle, and the people involved are not the screaming, flailing, possessed monsters we see in the movies? In fact, most real-life exorcisms are more like intense spiritual counseling sessions, where the goal is to help the person overcome their inner struggles and find peace. And yet, despite the many differences, Hollywood continues to sensationalize exorcisms, often relying on outdated stereotypes and misrepresentations. The truth is, exorcisms are a complex and multifaceted phenomenon, and they deserve to be explored with a more nuanced and sensitive approach. Anneliese Michel, a German woman who died after a series of exorcisms in the 1970s, is often cited as one of the most well-known cases of demonic possession. But what the movies don't tell you is that Anneliese suffered from severe mental health issues, and her exorcisms were more like a form of spiritual abuse than a genuine attempt to help her. The Roland Doe Case, which inspired William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist, is another famous example. While the book and the movie took some creative liberties with the story, the real-life events were actually a lot more subtle, and the possessed boy was likely suffering from a psychological disorder rather than demonic possession. The Enfield Poltergeist, a famous case from the 1970s, is often cited as one of the most credible cases of paranormal activity. But what's often overlooked is the supposed possessed girl, Jana Hodgson, was a textbook case of trauma and psychological distress, and the exorcisms she underwent were often more like a form of psychological manipulation. The list goes on, but one thing is clear. Real-life exorcisms are often a lot more complicated and a lot less dramatic than their Hollywood portrayals. So what really happens during an exorcism? Let me tell you a story. It's a story about a woman named Sarah who claimed to be possessed by a demon. At first, her symptoms were subtle. She would experience strange mood swings and hear voices in her head. But as time went on, her behavior became more erratic, and she started to experience vivid hallucinations. The priest who performed the exorcism, Father Michel, was a wise and compassionate man who had spent years studying the cases of supposed possession. He knew that, in most cases, the possession was actually a symptom of a deeper psychological issue. Father Michel spent hours with Sarah, talking to her, listening to her, and guiding her through a series of spiritual exercises. He didn't use holy water or crucifixes. Instead, he relied on his own compassion and empathy to help Sarah overcome her inner struggles. The exorcism was a gradual process, spread out over several weeks. It was a process of gentle persuasion, of careful guidance, and of deep compassion. And in the end, Sarah was free, not from some demon, but from her own inner struggles. The aftermath of an exorcism is often just as important as the exorcism itself. For Sarah, it meant a long road to recovery, a journey of self-discovery and healing. For Father Michel, it meant a deeper understanding of the complexities of the human psyche and a renewed commitment to his work as a priest. But for Hollywood, the aftermath of an exorcism is often just an afterthought, a quick wrap-up to the dramatic finale. They rarely explore the deeper psychological issues that drive a person to seek an exorcism in the first place, or the long-term effects of the exorcism on those involved. That's why it's so important to understand the reality of exorcisms rather than relying on Hollywood's sensationalized portrayals. By doing so, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of the human experience and the many ways in which we struggle to make sense of the world around us. So what's your favorite exorcism movie? Do you think Hollywood gets it right, or do you think they're way off the mark? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content. If you want to explore more of the darker side of human nature, be sure to check out our other videos on the supernatural and the unknown. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all our latest videos. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.